Hello and welcome to the Kristin Carrera podcast. I am your host, Kristin. Welcome back if you've been following along. And if you are new, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, follow along, and comment. I'd love to hear where you are on your journey. Are you new to carnivore? Are you checking it out? Have you been on it for a long time? Has it worked for you? All of those things, leave them below in the comments. And even if you are animal-based keto or wherever you are coming from on your journey, welcome. So today I came across a comment on one of my previous podcasts, and I wanted to share it with you. So I'm going to place it here. I don't know if you can see it. 100% carnivore is kind of loony. Better to mix with rice and potatoes. One big meal in the middle of the day, snack the rest of the day. You'll get all the benefits of fasting without actually fasting or hurting your cardiovascular system, and keep moving. In 6 months, you won't be able to gain weight if you try. A little bit of fruit in the morning for gut health. Watermelon, cantaloupe, something with a lot of juice. Now, while I appreciate the input and the comments on my video, thank you. Let's break this down because there is a lot to unpack in this one statement, and I don't agree with some of these claims. So let's go point by point. Okay, so 100% carnivore, kind of loony. Okay, first of all, calling the carnivore diet loony isn't really fair. Although I get it. I do. I really do. Because when I first heard about the carnivore diet, I thought it was crazy. I literally said those words out loud. And it was because I really did not understand what the carnivore diet was. I didn't understand what the carnivore diet can do for me and the benefits that I was going to get from going carnivore. So I understand somebody saying that it's loony or that it's crazy and all this negative stuff because we have been designed, because we have been taught that there is a certain way of eating, this so-called balance that I hear all the time. And this balanced, quote unquote, diet can really mean anything, right? So when you hear about the carnivore diet and you hear how it's such an elimination diet, it's so restrictive, the first reaction from a lot of people are that it's loony or that it's crazy, right? But once I found the benefits that I was getting from the carnivore diet, like my energy levels, my mental clarity, my depression was no longer there, right? Just better all over health. I realized that it was not crazy at all. So for a lot of people, especially those who are struggling with their health, the carnivore diet is definitely a game changer. And so when you don't understand it and you throw out words like loony or crazy, especially on a video that is mostly based off carnivore, I definitely know that you're coming in here not understanding what carnivore is. So that's okay. That's why you're here, right? Maybe you're learning. Maybe you learned just one or two things, and maybe you go on your way and that was the only comment that you left on my page, and you'll just never understand it. And that's fine too, because you're living your life, I'm living mine, and I know what works for me. So let's break out point number 2. Mixing it with rice and potatoes. Okay, that's kind of missing the point of carnivore, right? It's all about low carb, high fat, and keeping insulin levels steady. So rice and potatoes and are full of carbs, which spike your insulin and kick you out of that fat burning mode. So when you add those in, you're not really getting the full benefits of carnivore, like staying in that fat burning state, which is part of what carnivore is about. And also, if you're on carnivore, you should not be eating rice and potatoes. That is the whole point, is to eliminate these foods. It's all about keeping the things simple and letting your body work more efficiently with the foods that is involved in carnivore so that you can thrive. So point number 3, here's where I think we really start to go off track on this comment. When this person says, one big meal in the middle of the day, snack the rest of the day, and get all the benefits of fasting. Well, Fasting works by giving your body time to burn fat for fuel. So snacking throughout the day prevents that. It's the total opposite. When you eat more frequently, you're keeping your insulin levels up, which prevent your body from going into that full fat burning mode, which is again what we are looking for on carnivore. So if you're fasting, it's about giving your body that break to really get into that fat burning. And that's what the carnivore diet helps you with. So again, I have a video on snacking. Snacking was designed by the food industry, okay? Because they make money off of it. They make money off of you snacking, off of all these kids snacking, when our bodies were really not designed to snack. You can check out that video. Okay, now let's talk about fasting and your heart health. When this person mentions, some people worry that eating all this meat could hurt their cardiovascular system. That is a big one on carnivore, and they will throw out some studies. And yes, there are studies that will tell you that too much meat is bad for you. However, there are flaws in these studies. And to my point of what I've learned is that science is constantly always changing, and we should question science. There is nothing wrong with questioning science. That is the point of science. Questioning science, constantly finding the change, constantly figuring out what works and what doesn't, right? The reality is when carnivore is done right, it can actually improve your heart health by reducing inflammation and helping balance your cholesterol. So fasting isn't about skipping meals here and there. It's about allowing your body to reset. And when you're eating the right foods, like nutrient dense animal based products, you're supporting your health, your heart, and you are not hurting it. I'm not a doctor or nutrition. This is based off of what I've learned. This is based off of my own experience. I know many of you may find that controversial, and that is fine. You have a right to think and believe whatever it is that you want to. I just know how I feel and what carnivore has done for me. If you want more extensive information, check out the resources that are in my descriptions. I list a few doctors there that I like to listen to here on YouTube. So check those out. Okay, now on to the next point. So 6 months, you won't be able to gain weight if you try. Now, that one is a big stretch, okay? In 6 months, you won't be able to gain weight if you try. Eating potatoes and rice, adding fruit. Not sure where this person's going with this, but that is not true for everyone. Some people do have a hard time gaining weight, even on carnivore, because it's satiating. So you feel full faster. But for those who are trying to gain weight, the key is eating the right calorie dense foods. And that includes fatty cuts of meat, eggs, organ meats. Okay. So if you're eating enough of the right foods, you can definitely gain weight if that is your goal. As far as not gaining weight, that also depends on where you are, because again, it depends how much you're eating. It depends on this person's body and how their body reacts. We are all so different. So for me, I lost weight in the beginning of starting carnivore, although that was not my main goal, but I did. And then I have lost where I didn't want to lose too much. So I gained a little bit. I was very cautious about what I was eating, how much I was eating. And then now I pretty much have maintained my weight. So it really just depends on the person's goals, and it depends on how the person's body reacts to carnivore. If you're eating bread and potatoes and rice and things like that, then it depends on a lot of different factors as well. So that point that this person was trying to make is just, it really just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, the last point. And finally, adding fruit in the morning for gut health. This is where I really kind of have to draw the line. So carnivore is about simplifying what goes into your body, and fruit is not part of that. If you are animal based, if you are keto, you can have fruits. But on the carnivore diet, fruit is a no go. Fruits are full of sugar. Yes, it's natural sugar, but however, they still mess with your insulin and take you out of your fat burning zone. So many people report better health, better gut health when they cut out plants and stick with only animal based foods. So your body can thrive without fruit and your gut will thank you for it. Again, everybody is different. Some people thrive including fruit in their diet if you're over there on the animal based side, but here on carnivore, fruit is a no. No, no, no. So I just wanted to go over this comment because I get a lot of different comments sometimes, and this one was kind of like all over the place, and I found it to just be inaccurate in what this person was trying to say. Maybe they were saying it wrong, maybe they were just a bot, maybe they were just coming on the page to whatever reason that they go on carnivore pages when they're not carnivore. I don't know. But the points don't really hold up when it comes to the carnivore diet. It's all about focusing of the foods that work best for your body, right? So on carnivore, meat, eggs, and fats, those are the three like main things that you should be focusing on. If you've got any other questions or share your experience, please drop it below. What do you think about this comment that this person left? What is going through your head when you hear these type of comments? Because I know that social media is just so big and so many people have their say, have their opinions, and it can get confusing. It can get a little bit frustrating. But if you are on a carnivore journey, you are probably here for a reason. And I know that many people that get on the carnivore journey start because of their health. So let's focus on the health. Let's focus on how you feel, where you're going. And then if you decide that carnivore isn't for you and you want to slowly reintroduce foods, then by all means do that. But when you are starting a carnivore journey and somebody says you need to add this and this and that, when that is not carnivore, do not do that. Like, let's stick to the carnivore diet for a while and see how you feel before you start reintroducing foods that maybe are harming your gut more than helping you. I hope that this video finds you well. Please follow, share, like, do all the things, and I will see you again on the next podcast.